All right. Hey there, Danielle Matthews here. I am coming to you live from Florida. And if you're coming across me for the first time, you don't know me, I am on a mission to help people break free of PTSD and start to nurture the seeds for post-traumatic growth to bloom. I teach ancient wisdom for these modern times, and today is Monday. It's noon my time. It's book club day. We have been exploring Wayne Dyer's work. If you love Wayne Dyer's work, please put Wayne's name down in the chat. I absolutely am just like head over heels for this book. You all actually voted for it when we decided what book to do, and Wayne Dyer's was the one that was selected. Now, the power of intention has gone above and beyond anything that I was expecting from this. The community and the conversations we've had every single week have been phenomenal. So if you're catching the replay, totally fine. I know it's Memorial Day. There was some confusion as to if I was going to do this today or not, but some of us, joined from Denmark and Norway, and it's not Memorial Day over there. So I figure what better day than today to pause and reflect as well. So good morning, Lou. Good morning, Peg. Yes, guys, let me know if you're here when you jump on, because it takes a little while, I guess, for it to become like obvious that I've gone live. So I'm learning this. I'm on Instagram. Hey, over there. I'm on Facebook, and I'm ready to go if you guys are. Like everything in this book makes me stop and think, but this chapter, was it just me? I mean, maybe it's because this is just like where I'm in my life right now, and it hit to the core of me. Larry, I think you put a message in our Telegram chat. Was that you? About the quote at the end of the book, or at the end of the chapter. I read it like 5 times too. I mean, it's huge. And let's just dive in. So this chapter, the chapter's title is "It's My Intention to Live My Life on Purpose." And he kind of starts out with all these questions, and I just put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, it was you, Larry. I thought so. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever reflected on these questions, and put a 10 if you've reflected on more than one of these questions. How do I find my purpose? Does such a thing really exist? Why don't I know my purpose in life? They say being on purpose is like the most self-actualized. It's what the most self-actualized people accomplish. And again, put a 1 in the chat if you've asked this. Put a 10 if you've asked multiple of these questions. What am I supposed to be doing? Should I be an architect, a florist, a veterinarian, insert whatever it is for you? Should I help people fix automobiles? Am I supposed to have a family? Or am I supposed to be out in the jungle saving chimpanzees? Peg's got a 10 in the chat. Yeah, 10 for me too. I contemplate these questions like all the time. All right, Peg, should I be a minister? What am I supposed to be doing? Hey, Ron, good to see you. It can be tricky, and it can be fusing, and it can be like, well, why didn't someone tell me? If I came here and I was supposed to come here with a purpose, like, why is it not clear? But what I loved about this was he said that if you're asking these questions, this is actually your inner purpose nudging you. I mean, how beautiful is that? Like, when I read that, I went, oh, okay. So it's almost like he says how illness, Ron, you can probably appreciate this. I know I can. Illness makes you appreciate your health. It just does on a different level. When you lose your health, you will never, ever, ever again take it for granted. I lost my health when I was 23. I'm very grateful it happened to me early in life, because now I know what I feed my body, what I expose myself to energetically, it all makes a very big difference. And I want this body to be healthy until the day that it dies. So yes, Ron, you get it. And, he was saying the same sort of concept. It took me a minute to understand what he meant, but he was saying the same sort of concept where how illness makes you appreciate health. Questioning your purpose makes you actually appreciate the purpose and why you're here. So it actually draws you closer to it. So I don't know about you guys, but I was like, whew, okay, good. I guess I am close, even though it's not clear. But by the end of this chapter, it became so clear. Like, it's like the ego is the one that's questioning. Like, oh, am I supposed to be a minister? Am I supposed to be doing this? But like, you can be a minister in every moment of your life, Peg. You don't need the title of minister. That's an ego-driven thing. That's an accolade. But how can I show up and serve the person in front of me? Helping them get over, get around, get through, right? What you always say, whatever the obstacle is. That's it. You are a minister with every single person in every relationship. You certainly have been for me. So another thing, I posted about this because like this just hit me so hard. He says, since this is on what, page 148? He said, since this is an intelligent system that we're all a part of, and everything that arrives here came from that intelligence, it follows that if it wasn't supposed to be here, then it wouldn't be here. So if it's here, it's supposed to be. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. My accident didn't make sense at the time, but it was supposed to be here. Now, 10 years later, we can see why. Ron, what you're going through right now doesn't feel like it's supposed to be here, but it is, right? This is all coming from that space. And he says, your purpose is not as much about what you do as it is about how you feel. Feeling purposeful activates your power of intention to create anything that's consistent with the 7 phases of intention. Let's review the 7 phases of intention. I read that and I was like, wait, okay, so if I'm feeling the feelings of our source, of the divine, of, as he calls it, intention, and I'm doing that on a daily basis, then I'm on purpose. It kind of reminded me of this book. For those of you in ASEA, you know this book. You know it well. The 3 questions. This is what got me so aligned with this company and made me want to do it, because our founder started reading from this and I was like, holy cow. And this is all about a little boy saying, you know, when's the best time to do things? Who's the most important one? What's the right thing to do? And it all comes down to the best time to do things is now, meaning be present. Who's the most important one? The one in front of you. What's the right thing to do? Whatever's best for them. Life just comes down to being present and serving others. Like, that's Leo Tolstoy from here. That is why I was like, I need to be part of this company. But in more so, it's like, that's the essence of life. And he's saying the same thing. So let's review, guys, in the chat. Help me out. So I think the first one he talked about was creativity. If you remember one, just say it. Hey, Nelda. Good to see you, love. Ron says, it's hard to accept and brings emotions when you say that, but does not mean it is true. It is true. Yeah, I know. It is hard. It's really hard. When you're going through challenging times, I think that's when the ego and fear take over. And when you're going through those difficult times, like losing your health and dealing with depression or anxiety, or, you know, your body not doing what it's supposed to be doing or that you want it to do, it's like, that's when you really question. Hey, Betsy. And I'll just read this again for you, Ron, and then put in the chat, guys, the 7 phases of intention. Peg's got kindness. Since this is an intelligent system that we're all a part of, and everything that arrives here came from that intelligence, it follows that if it wasn't supposed to be here, then it wouldn't be. It is here. If it's here, it's supposed to be. So the question is, what am I supposed to be learning? And sometimes I think the lesson is surrender. You know, I've been watching Jessie Lee. She's the top network marketer in the world. My age. Got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer that has metastasized to her lymph nodes and throughout her body. They told her she wouldn't be here by the fall. And it's like watching her accept, okay, this is here. Why is it here? And so she's working through the emotional stuff from her past. She's going, okay, I trust this is opening up a new doorway for me. And, you know, that I came here for a reason. So, you know, Ron, I don't know what it is for you. You might want to follow her journey right now. It's inspiring. And keep reading this book and read it again and again and again. And aligning yourself with these things. Kindness, yes. Love, beauty, expansion, abundance, and receptivity. And then creativity is the 7th one. You got it. Way to go, Peg. I had to write them out here. I was like, do I remember them? So when you are being creative, you are living purposefully. When you are being kind, you are living on purpose. When you are being loving, when you come from an open heart, always. When you are doing things to create beauty, maybe that is picking up trash. Maybe that is cleaning your home. Maybe that is taking care of you, dressing yourself, you know. Abundance, knowing that it's an abundant world, right? Everything is expanding, it's creating, and when you live in that abundant space, you're doing this. When you align with this expansiveness, right, that we're just supposed to be continuing to express, that's being on purpose, he says. And when you're receptive, That is being on purpose, receptive to all. You know, I just left meditation. I put a thing in my story today. Guru Dev, my neighbor, he's been studying yogic teaching since he was a child. He came over here from India, one of the ones that brought yoga to the US in the 60s. Incredible life he's lived. And this morning he was talking about the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible. And, you know, he says there are just eternal truths. He doesn't really put religion on anything. It's just eternal truths and then what he studied in scriptures, etc. And he says, look, the story of Adam and Eve was the story of choosing, like eating that forbidden fruit of what is good and what is bad, creating duality, right? Not being receptive to the totality. I think I've talked to you guys about this, right? This is the good and the evil. The moment you bite into that fruit, you're done. You've broken apart from the whole. The whole idea is receptivity is I accept all that is. The evil and the good. The things I perceive as bad and good, right? What you're going through now, Ron, what, you know, I've been through in my past, wherever we are, I have these everywhere. Tree of life. Like in the dark times, what may seem like evil and bad and what you're afraid of, that's when the inner work happens. That's when the roots go down deeper. You know, and you really get into the essence of who you are, and then you come out on the other side, there's beautiful transformation, you know. So that's what receptivity is about. That's a key one. And it's a hard one. So that's how you live on purpose. I mean, boom, end of sentence, like close the book. Like that's all you have to do. I just reading that, I was like, oh, like we complicate it. And I think that the ego complicates it, right? The ego is like, no. It's like driving you to perform in different ways. But you got to think about, like, your intention is to live your life on purpose, but what does the spiritual source look like in that regard? And this is on page 149. He says, it's perpetually in the process of giving its life force away to create something from nothing. And when you do the same, regardless of what you're giving or creating, you're in harmony with intention. You're then on purpose, just as the universal mind is always acting purposefully. He says, give yourself away, serve others. That's how you live on purpose. You're welcome for the insights, Lou. Yeah, I hope it helps. It's like, this stuff is heavy to process. You know, I'm very grateful for this group because you read it and you're like, okay, then you read it again, and you're like, okay, and then you talk about it and you're like, whoa, you know, and then applying what that means. Yeah. So there was something else I wanted to point out. We talked about that. Oh, here, it's on page 152 if you're with me. He says, there's a silent something within you that intends you to express yourself. That something is your soul telling you to listen and connect through love, through kindness, through receptivity to the power of intention. When you're honest in those alone moments, you sense the emptiness waiting for you to fill it with your music, right? It's like the door is open, and when you get quiet, like, you know what you have, you know the blessings you can bring, like, you know, stop questioning because you do know. It's just you haven't like allowed it to express. But when you're quiet, it's like the doorway's there and it's just kind of nudging you, saying, you ready now? You ready now? Like, it's always there. Is always there. And I think that's so beautiful. So, all right. It wants you to take the risks involved and to ignore your ego and the egos of others who tell you that an easier, safer, and more secure path is the best for you. I loved this part. Ego versus source thinking, right? Ironically, it's not necessarily about performing a specific task or being in a certain occupation or living in a specific location. How many of you have felt like your purpose was along those lines? Like, I've always felt like, oh, my purpose is in my work. Like, I have to go do the right thing. Anyone else? Yeah. I just like, oh, like, that's my ego. It's not about that. And he says, Peg says, okay, you felt it too, Ron, you felt it too. Yeah, it's like, because I think in life, you know, goal setting and all this stuff, there's a lot of people in this space, and I don't think there's a problem to it so much as I think they miss the point a little bit, like you're missing the mark a little bit, in that, you know, if it's all about achieving or living in this ideal place or having these ideal things or having this ideal job or this ideal income, you're still in your ego. And satisfying your ego ultimately means being unfulfilled and questioning your purpose. Like, whoa. So He says, it's about sharing yourself in a creative, loving way, using the skills and interests that are inherently part of you. Some of you have skills and interests that are nothing like mine. You know, Peg is very good at singing. I'm terrible. Peg is probably more on purpose when she is being creative and expressive singing, right? Not me. Probably me, it's talking, teaching. Like this, you probably get the sense. I like this. So that's probably me being more on purpose. What is it for you? I'd be curious. So what do you feel? So what is it that, let me read that again. It can involve an activity like, oh no, I'm skipped ahead. The way of using the skills and interests that are inherently part of you. What is inherently part of you? I want to hear so that I get to know the essence of you. What is inherently part of you? Maybe it has to do with dancing, writing, healing, gardening, cooking, parenting, teaching, composing, singing, surfing. I don't know. For me, it's teaching. Peg says teaching is your purpose. You're like, yeah, I'm starting to figure that out. But what is it for you? And if you guys know one another, call it out, right? Peg was my accountability partner for like a year. So I spoke to her every day. I got to know her very well. That's why I'm able to kind of see. And sometimes we're in our own way. We can't see it, but other people can see it. So Ron says faith, music, science, people, serving. Beautiful, Ron. Keep that as your focus. When your mind starts to doubt all this crazy stuff with your health, listen to music, dive into science, go serve some people that you know. Who else? Is this a difficult exercise? I think it is. I think I found a hard thing for everybody. So again, just don't overthink it. Put it out there. You know, what is it that is inherently part of you? Like you have a skill. He talks about how his daughter like came into this world singing. The daughter's a singer. There is something that you're good at. Maybe it's golf. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's like cleaning. I mean, I have a friend, she's like always cleaning. She just like makes it happen. It's like amazing. My dog might bark. There's a mailman that's coming, so apologies ahead of time. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I would like to hear, so apparently I've made you uncomfortable thinking about this. But I do wanna know when it comes up. Ron says ping pong, there you go. Snowboarding was one of mine for sure. I was very good at that. Peg says music, spiritual awareness, loving. Yes, I would say the same for you, Peg. Okay, this lady's getting close. I hope she doesn't knock. Hang on, I'm just gonna wave at her so that she doesn't knock. Okay, we avoided Bodhi barking. All right. Marivic says parenting. You are an amazing parent. Yes, indeed, Marivic, and you are very on purpose when you're doing it, and you're setting a beautiful example for your boys. Indeed. Thank you for putting that out there. I will absolutely say that. Okay. Oh, dang it. He heard the door shut. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. We almost got there. All right. I love what he was talking about with his daughter. Do you guys like that story where she came to him and said, look, it's silly for me to be in school, studying music theory. I just want to write. I know what I want to do. And he says, go do it. But he gives her the advice, make a supreme effort to live her purpose by serving those who will listen to her music rather than focusing her attention on being famous or on making money. Right? It's the intention with which you start something. I just posted something today on my wall about this, saying, look, is the intention of whatever you're doing to be of service to somebody else and to help somebody else? Or is it for some accolade or self-gratification? Like, just check yourself, because one is ego-based living and the other is heart-based living. And when you do the one from the heart, you are much more likely to then be in alignment with intention for things to flow to you effortlessly. Versus when you're doing it from the ego, there's going to be struggle in it because you're inherently doing it from a space that's out of alignment. So, some things to think about. All right. He gave us the steps. So he's given steps in every single chapter, but these steps hit a little bit differently, maybe because I've been reflecting a lot on purpose in my own life. But let's just review some of these steps and tell me if you've already started some of them or what your favorite one is. But step 1, we're on page 155 for those of you that have the book. He says, affirm that in an intelligent system, no one shows up by accident, including you. That the first step is to know that you are here on purpose. This is not the same as knowing what you're supposed to do, but it's knowing that you're here for a purpose, knowing that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that the spirit within you decided to come here, manifest into form, be in this body to create something and to live with purpose. Maybe you don't know what it is yet, but there is purpose behind you. You're not a mistake. Your purpose is not what you do, it's about your beingness. He says we're human beings, not human doings. Lou likes that one. Yeah. Yeah, I guess put a 1 in the chat if step 1 resonated with you. There's so many people I think that think like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here, or I was an accident and all this stuff. And it's just like, or I didn't choose my family, I didn't choose this. This might get into like places that are uncomfortable for some, or might not align with your faith. And I by no means want to like tell you what to think or do, but isn't it interesting to consider that, like, I study a lot of yoga philosophy. They say that your soul chooses the parents, the siblings, the circumstances in your life for certain development. And so I know some people feel like, oh, well, I didn't choose to be here, right? And I didn't choose this family, and I didn't choose to grow up poor, and I didn't choose to grow up in this country or whatever. But from this perspective, just stay with me. You take it if it works for you, leave it if it doesn't. But from this perspective, it's saying, well, yes, you did. Your soul did. Your higher self did. Because you were coming here in this lifetime to learn certain lessons. And that parent, that community, that circumstance, that was what was meant to help teach you. Like, whew. If you let that sink in, whether or not you believe it, okay, but if you just try on that perspective, like, what if that perspective were true? What would that mean for you? How would you look at life differently? How would you look at your parents, your siblings, the way you grew up? How would you look at it differently? Larry says, my wife always says we were put here at this time for a reason. Yes, indeed. I think if we incarnated at this time, for sure there's a reason, because this is a very interesting time in humanity. And yeah, Lou says, yes, you did indeed. Peg says, yep, truly remembering why you were placed here, why you chose to come here. And I think there's also power in that, because otherwise it's sort of, you feel like a victim and you feel powerless. Well, I didn't choose these circumstances. I didn't choose these parents. I didn't choose this. It's like you're a victim, and I am not a fan of the victim mentality, because it gives your power away. So if you can take the power back and say, well, perhaps my soul did choose. Why would they have? What did these parents teach me? What did these siblings teach me? What did growing up in that way teach me? My boyfriend grew up in communism, very poor, very, very different, vastly different from how I grew up, different ends of the spectrum. And it's like amazing to watch how he has appreciated that. He didn't at the beginning, but now he appreciates it. And he makes me appreciate things. Just driving in the car with air conditioning, sometimes he just smiles. And he's like, you have no idea. Like, life is so good that we have this. So, all right. That's step 1. Step 2, seize every opportunity, no matter how small, to give your life away in service. That's what it's all about, right? Same with the 3 questions. He says the same thing. Be present, give to those that are around you, do what's best for them in any moment. He says, whatever it is that you want to do in life, make sure that the primary motivation for your effort is something or somebody other than your desire for gratification or reward. Live your purpose doing what you do with pure love. Then you'll co-create with the power of the universal mind of intention, which is ultimately responsible for all of your creation. Yeah. Peg says, I love the bus stop analogy, that we actually agree to have all the circumstances that we have occur for us to learn and to grow. Yeah, it's like, then you stop feeling like a victim and you feel empowered, and life makes sense. Like, to me, I just will forever be in alignment with that, because it's like, well, that's the only thing that makes sense. It's literally the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, it's a very cruel God, to put some people in this circumstance and others in that circumstance. I don't think so. I think that it's not cruel. It's like, oh, this is an experience that was meant to be experienced by this soul. And that's it. That's it. It also helps you as you watch other people go through things to know, oh, well, that soul's journey, like, wow, they're getting a big lesson. And let me support them through it. All right, step 3, align your purpose with the field of intention, right? The Creator knows why you're here, even if you don't. So surrender the little mind to the big mind. Keep this connection pure and you'll be guided in your actions. You can do that through meditation. That's one of the best ways, I would say. Surrendering the little mind to the big mind. What a powerful statement. I've never heard things written just in that way before, but the divine knows why you're here. It remembers why your spirit said, I'm coming. And so if you surrender the ego mind that has forgotten to the bigger mind, it'll happen. It'll get clear. Has anyone ever had, people call it downloads or things that drop in, maybe when you're meditating or when you're drifting off to sleep or in a quiet moment out in nature? Anyone ever had that? It's like this intuitive hit. Yeah, this intuitive hit that happens. That's what he's talking about here. He's saying that's the big mind. It'll put you on the right path. It'll guide you. And I think that's, anyway, reassuring to know you can always come back. And how do you get in alignment with it? The 7 things. Be creative, be loving, be beauty, all the things that we talked about. Larry says, yes, those aha moments. Peg says, yes, during meditation. And Peg also said, yep, the bus stop happens before we ever are even born. There's a lot going on. All right, step 4. Ignore what anyone else tells you about your purpose. Hello, ignore it. It's their egos, it's their everything. Your purpose is between you and source, you and the divine, and nobody else. Nobody else. Forget the aptitude test results, forget the absence of skills or the know-how, and most importantly, ignore the opinions of others and simply listen to your heart. What beautiful permission that is right there. How many people are doing what they're doing because they feel like they have to gratify their parents or because society says they have to? I bumped up against this after my brain injury, getting back out into the world, doing network marketing, doing something that was setting my soul on fire, that I knew that blue bottle needed to be in every house and that my voice was going to help get it there because people were praying for something they didn't know the answer was in that blue bottle. I knew that I was supposed to do that. And I will tell you, sibling, best friends, people that I loved told me I was nuts, told me to get real, told me to get a real job, told me to find real security, told me to do something that was safe, told me to get over the fact I wasn't brain injured anymore, I need to take life seriously again. It was intense, but I trusted my heart. I trusted this inner knowing, like, no, this is the direction I'm going. It makes no sense. I agree. Might seem crazy, but it's the way I'm supposed to be going. And I'm feeling it again now. That's how book club started. Like something just dropped in and said, do a book club. I was like, okay, on what book? And together we figured this one out. And holy cow, it was the book I needed right now. And you guys were the ones I needed to talk to. So Peg says, often it's the ego with its foot on the brake. I know, the dang thing is always afraid. The ego is meant to help keep this physical body alive. So let's express gratitude to the ego for helping keep the physical body safe. But it's not looking after the spirit. It's not looking after why the heart really came here. So your heart knows. Your heart's looking after your spirit in that intention. All right, step 5. Remember that the all-creating field of intention will work on your behalf. That's very exciting to know that you are co-creating with the infinite. He says the all-creating field of intention is friendly and will work with you as long as you see it that way. The universe supports life. It flows freely to all and it is endlessly abundant. So why choose to look at it any other way? All of the problems that we face are created by our belief that we are separate from this and from one another, leading us to be in a state of conflict. The state of conflict creates a counterforce, causing millions of humans to be confused about their purpose. But guys, you have the alignment there. Everything's there for you. All right. I'm going to buzz through the last couple because the end of the book is really what I want to talk about. So step 6, he says, study and replicate the lives of people who've known their purpose. I would actually like to know, did anybody have any ideas on who to read? He said, I make it a point in my free time to read about people who are models for purposeful living, and I encourage you to do the same. And Mother Teresa is who came to mind, because ever since he said that thing about Mother Teresa in that radio station, I was like, how did this woman live? So if anyone knows a good book about her life, there's probably, I'm sure there's not a biography. Anyway, I need to get that. He talks about St. Francis. He talks about St. Paul. And I'm curious, Ron is inspired by Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, yes. I mean, interesting times that he lived in. Anyone else have anyone? I just think that's a cool thing to consider. And then what book are you reading? Well, someone that's living purposeful life that you can kind of align with. It just makes sense. All right. Step 7, act as if you're living the life you were intended to live, even if you feel confused about this thing called purpose. Is that like fake it till you make it kind of? He says, by acting as if you're on purpose and treating the hurdles as friendly reminders to trust in what you feel deeply within, you'll be fulfilling your own intention and be a purposeful person. Nice. Step 8 is to meditate and stay on purpose. Heck yeah. That meditation that we did is always up. So I've left it on Instagram, I've left it on Facebook. You can go to that anytime. Step 9, keep your thoughts and feelings in harmony with your actions. Oh. Eliminate any conflict or dissonance that exists between what you're thinking and feeling and how you're living your days. That can be tough because sometimes people feel they're stuck in certain situations around certain people. But guys, as soon as you get in alignment, as soon as you start making choices that align with you, whoa, do things open. It's huge. So, number 10, he says, stay in a state of gratitude. Look at the entire kaleidoscope of your life, including all the people that have crossed your path. See all the jobs, the successes, the apparent failures, your possessions, the losses, the wins, everything from a perspective of gratitude. And hold that in your heart. He says that is another way to help you live on purpose. And then Larry, I think this was what you quoted. I believe it was. Or maybe it was the give it away part at the beginning. But I think these two line up. At the end of the book, I just said, this is huge. 161. It seems to me that searching for our purpose is like searching for happiness. There's no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And so it is with living your life on purpose. It's not something you find. It's how you live your life serving others and bringing purpose to everything that you do. Yeah, Larry, yours was the give it away part. And this hits that again. It's serving others and bringing purpose to everything that you do. It's like that same nail being hit again, said in a different way. That Larry, I know resonated with you. This resonated with me. It's like, holy cow. So, like, I know that to be happy, it's just like, we'll just be happy. It's not like, well, when I get somewhere, I'm happy. And when I have this thing, I'm happy. No, it's like, you're just happiness, period. And that's that. And you're happy. He says the same thing with purpose. How crazy is that? It's not achieving this. Oh, I'm on purpose when I have this job doing this thing. No, like it's just literally living purposefully in every moment, giving it away to others. As Larry, it resonated with him. For me, it's just serving others, bringing that to every moment. Like, what in the world? We complicate stuff, man. Our mind complicates stuff. So, I'm looking for my pen. That was a powerful chapter. Did y'all love that? Peg says, my morning playlist starts with I'm happy. It's a great way to start my days. Yes. And now you can say, and I'm on purpose. So I love it. I appreciate you all for hanging around. Those of you on Instagram, those of you over on Facebook. This was wonderful. Let's see, we've got chapter 9 next. It says, the title is, It's My Intention to Be Authentic and Peaceful with All of My Relatives. Oh, this might kick up some stuff for people. Okay. So, we will read that. Maybe you're with some of those relatives today. For those of you in the U.S. Doing Memorial Day. Let's see. Ron says, hard to remember all the principles and then practice. But what do you want me to learn and surrender is the one great one for today. Yeah, I agree, Ron. I think that like anything, there's so much to take in. But if you it's like take one nugget and start applying it. That's why he gives all these steps, all these ideas, Larry, it hit him like, oh, I'm supposed to give my life away to others. For me, it hit me like, oh, to be on purpose is just live with purpose in every moment. It's the 3 questions for me. This is the essence of everything for me. It's why it's on my bookshelf. All right, let me put it back. So with that, yes, blessings to all. Wonderful, super to connect. Very grateful for each of you, and I hope you're getting as much out of this. Please, the Telegram chat. I did learn you have to reply to something I've said in order to comment. This is the way it's set up. You can't comment yourself. You just comment on anything that's in there. So anyway, learning Telegram. All right. Lots of love, guys. And I will see you all next week if we don't chat before then. Bye.